Hey, what is going on, you Rancher Room? Today I'm going to be showing off my initial take on Hisuian Zoroark V-STAR from the Lost Origin set that just came out. At first I wasn't a huge fan of the idea of the Zoroark V-STAR, but the more I've actually played with the deck and actually tried it out, I'm actually a pretty big fan. I'm actually a pretty big fan of it. I think the deck is actually pretty solid and matches up well into a lot of V-STAR decks. The one prize matchups are a little bit shaky, but up in this matchup, we're square up against the Flying Pikachu Arceus V-STAR, which is definitely a solid matchup for sure. Can get a little bit dicey with the paths to the peak. Those can be, of course, a little bit annoying, but besides that, I feel like we're usually in a pretty good spot in this matchup. And one of my favorite plays with this deck, actually, something we're going to try and pull off here on this first turn. I'm going to start with the Trekking Shoes here, I think. Don't really want the Ultra Ball. Want Basic Pokemon. Basic Pokemon is great. I'm going to go ahead and pitch a Puke. See what we get off this. The Bog is perfect. Put the Bog into play. Ball away the Scoop Up Net. Grab the Diancie. And we're going to be able to use the Void return into the Diancie, which will prevent our opponent from potentially using Boss's Orders and getting an early KO on a 2-prize Pokemon. Now, it's not too big of a scare in this matchup, I don't think, but could still happen. So making it just not happen is pretty cool, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get a Crobat here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away these two. Want to keep the Evolution Incense to get the Zoroark next turn. Grab one of our 2 Crobats. Actually, you know what, to be honest, I could have Evolution Incensed, or I forgot to get the... We could have got one of the Gengars there, to be honest. Maybe it's correct to not. I actually should have moved that off the Zoroark as well. That's a mistake. Making all kinds of mistakes. All right. Crobat for 5 here. Ultra Balls, Research. Okay, good options. And I don't know if they're playing... I do want to kind of bench more Pokemon here. I think I might just... Actually, hold on. So we can Evolution Incense. We can grab the Gengar. Ultra Ball away the Gengar and the Ultra Ball. And I can grab another Hisuian Zoroark V. We're not going to... These might be okay. Put that down. Take 20. And then Void Return. Ship the Diancie for the turn. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to want the Dunsparce. I mean, my opponent's probably going to take a knockout here. They're probably going to attack with the Arceus and knock out my Diancie. Dunsparce is something I'm not sure if I want in this matchup or not. That's really dependent on if they are playing the Decidueye or not. They usually are. This deck is usually playing Decidueye. So we'll want Dunsparce if they are. But if they're not, not really. We don't really want it if they're not, to be honest. So we have to wait and see if they're playing it or not. They have the Ultra Ball, so they're definitely in the game, not dead drawing. That'll can always, at the very least, lead to an Arceus V-STAR. But there was a Boss's Orders. But because we ship up this Diancie turn 1, force our opponents to only get 1 prize card on the turn is such a big deal. I love this play so much. It's so cool. The Void Return, it's just so ridiculous. So, like, either you go first, which means, you know, you went first, which is great. Or if you go second, you can leave yourself in a better spot than you would be normally for most decks. If you open that 2-prize Pokemon, you can be kind of in trouble. But in the Zoroark deck, we can just ship up the Diancie and chill, which is such a cool play to do. So my opponent does have the Research, still has the Starbirth to work with as well. So pretty solid start for my opponent here. And we are going to want to, definitely going to want to throw it down the Dunsparce. They are playing the Decidueye. We see it here coming down. Maybe a little bit of a mistake there for my opponent. Probably could have gotten out path to the peak before having to bench that Decidueye. I would assume that they could have actually put down a path to the peak. I could be wrong on that, but I'm sure they're probably going to want to try and get a path to the peak out this turn. Of course, I have some really strong abilities myself. Phantom Star, Minion, Crobat, all that fun stuff is super, super good. So they're definitely going to want to try and limit my access to my abilities for sure. So I expect a path to the peak to come out here, whether it be from the Starbirth or maybe they have one in hand. So a little bit of a slip up there for my opponent to bench the Decidueye before they put the path to the peak in play. Man, we're already actually out of all of our Ultra Balls and our Evolution Incense, to be honest. So we actually might struggle to find more Zoroark V-STARs. That's all of our ways to directly find the Zoroark V-STARs besides just drawing into them. Now we do play a pretty aggressive deck. We play Trekking Shoes and like Pyukumuku, and pretty heavy on draw supporters too. So I'm not too worried about potentially finding it. But definitely a thought I'm having right now, it might be a little bit difficult, to be honest. Might be a little bit difficult. So I think we're going to want to set up this Zoroark here without the Choice Belt, because this Choice Belt doesn't really affect if we KO the Arceus V-STAR or not. No matter what, we're going to need full set of damaged Pokemon in play. So I think I'm going to ship one of these, save the Choice Belt on a benched one. We do play we do play a pretty heavy Choice Belt count. Oh, they're actually not replacing my Stadium there with the Starburst. So that's huge. That's going to make it so much easier to get this knockout, and also gives us guaranteed access to the Phantom Star. So we're loving this, to be honest. So now I definitely think I'm going to send up one without the Choice Belt here. Loading up the Pikachu, loading up the Decidueye, a little bit on each. Should be a pretty clean knockout here. We just need to find a double turbo energy, which we have a ton of draw power now. Guaranteed. Good top deck as well. Get that in the discard pile as soon as possible. Yeah, the Bog stays. We don't get another basic. We can always bring back a Gengar. Got the double turbo. Got another Zoroark. And I can't really think of a basic that I actually want right now, so I am going to bring a Gengar into play here. And currently we're doing 300 damage. Boom. I'm even going to put the Choice Belts on the whole squad here. And I don't even have to use Phantom Star this turn. Boom. 310 damage, turn 2. Super clean. KO the Arceus. And from here, it's pretty easy, to be honest. We're just going to go knockout, knockout, knockout. It's going to be a pretty clean 3 prize cards for me. I actually don't even know how my opponent even has a chance from this point. We currently knock out this Decidueye. They can't do anything. Yeah, Zoroark's Arceus matchup is insanely strong. It's like not really hard for us to 1-hit KO Arceus at all. This turn, my opponent would have to go like Boss Dunsparce and then go into the Decidueye next turn. But it looks like they're just committing to the Decidueye right now. And they could still have a boss on the Dunsparce. But, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. And even if my opponent had gotten Pats at the peak, actually, we did draw into the damage pump. So we would have been able to move damage from the Gengar, or probably one of the Zoroarks, actually, to the Dunsparce and set up that full clean 300. Of course, minus 20 from the double turbo energy. So then you're looking at 280, and the Choice Belt gets us to that 310, which we didn't really need, but we may as well just put our Choice Belts on all of our Zoroarks and just have them set up ready to go from this point, I feel like. Just get them set up, get them ready to go, get them in there. All good to go. And yeah, now my opponent has to decide what do they even do here. The Decidueye is set up, but it's not going to KO my Zoroark. Then the Marnie comes out, but that's not going to be enough. Yeah, this game is basically over, to be honest. Yeah, we just have a really, really good Arceus matchup, to be honest. This is what happens when we go up against Arceus. They just can't hang with the damage output and how aggressive we can actually be. Early path to the peak is kind of the key for them in this matchup. And when we have... Go ahead and play the Puke. When we have 4 stadiums of our own, not too hard to kind of keep ourselves out of range. I think I'm going to be comfortable with just... Yeah, there's a concede. No surprise. Pretty clean dub in that one. Another coin flip loss, but that's fine. The deck definitely feels pretty comfortable going second. Pretty good start here as well. We will lose a Zoroark VSTAR, but that's not that big of a deal. We are up against... I have no idea. Fire, lightning, energy. Oh, it's probably Reshiram. This could be a ridiculously tough matchup, actually. My opponent is probably rocking the Reshiram Lost Zone deck here. So this one actually could be really tough. This is actually a deck that I plan to try out for sure sometime in the future coming up. The Amazing Rare Reshiram deck. Amazing Rare Reshiram deck. It looks really sick. Can attack with Amazing Rare Reshiram through the gate really aggressively. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Hawlucha here. Got myself a Zoroark. Did prize a Zoroark. Or didn't prize a Zoroark, but... We'll lose a Zoroark VSTAR here and attempt to recover it. Hopefully our Ordinary Rod is not prized. That's kind of what I meant to say there. But didn't really say. Alrighty. Could give the Gengar. Doesn't matter too much. Don't know what else I'd Quick Ball away as of right now. I do want this down to start to build up. Go ahead and just Void return for 10 damage. And we'll send up the Dunsparce. I'd rather have him take a 1 prize knockout than a 2 prize knockout. Pretty straightforward. And next turn we can look to set... We got that Scoop Up Net, so if we could actually like Ultra Ball away Gengar plus a Dunsparce and go get like another Zoroark or something. We'll see what my opponent actually does here. We could just get another Gengar, then discard the hand and draw with the Phantom Star. And put 2 Gengars in play, and that would lead to the knockout on the Comfey here. Like I said, this is probably going to be pretty tough. We just need to be really aggressive. Just attack, 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 and hope my opponent can't chain together the Amazing Rare Reshirams often enough to take KOs. It does 270 damage. We have 270 HP. We do not pair up well into this deck when they draw the cards. Also, we have to avoid 2 damage counters on our Zoroarks at the end because they probably also play the Amazing Rare Reshiram, which means they will just be able to one-hit KO our Zoroark at the end of the game with a Reshiram without even needing a Choice Belt if we leave 2 damage counters on it. So we got to be careful with that with our damage pumps and kind of avoid that overall. But overall, slow start for my opponent. Looks like they might get the knockout here with the Cramorant, which, yeah, they get the knockout here with the Cramorant. Get a 1 prize there. But if we can avoid 1 prizes in play for the rest of the game, we won't be able to do that. We have to put Gengar in play, probably. So I'd like to be able to do that. I can't do that, though. For a second there, I was, like, thinking about it. I was like, nah, it's not happening. Okay, some different attackers here. The Moltres increases the damage by 10, so you're actually doing 280. All right, makes sense. I think I Cramorant for some early aggression. There's the knockout on my Dunsparce. That Dunsparce is done. All right. Turn is the damage pump. So now I can go Ultra Ball away. Gengar and Scoop Up Net. Get another Zoroark VSTAR. Bring it back to Gengar. That was actually like maybe the best top deck I could have had. It's close. Few top decks are as good as that. Alright, damage pump. Here and here. And then Marnie. Yeah, we'll just drop the hand. They got a 7-card hand. Let's make it less. So we are taking the knockout here. I mean, Choice Belt here. Bench this, throw a Choice Belt on it. And yeah, I could Phantom Star here. It just doesn't really seem necessary. Take the knockout and the prize race for us kind of begins. My opponent can kind of like not take a knockout for like 2 turns. And they would still win the game. So this is like, we got our Marnies. And if we gotta like, the only real strategy I can apply to the game from now on is just like when to Marnie. Do I think their hand has it? Do I think their hand doesn't? If they don't have it, we don't Marnie. If they do have it, want to Marnie. But yeah, that's really the only strategy we can apply to the game from this point on out, basically. It's just like when to Marnie. Mirage Gate hitting the discard pile. We like to see that. Comes a quick ball. Give me the Battle VIP pass. They do need 7 in the discard pile. I think they got 6. Ooh, that is a 2-prize Pokemon. Okay, they do play multi-prize Pokemon, and one of them is hitting play. That's actually huge. That's a big deal for sure. Course's Experiment gonna be pretty good here, and accelerating through their deck though. We're looking at here. They got 6. They're gonna get to 7, 8, no problem. But will they be able to attack with the Reshiram? With will they be able to attack with the Reshiram, to be honest? And they do 60 damage to themselves, so I actually currently KO the Reshiram. They seem pretty confident. I'm not feeling great about this. Air Balloon on the Comfy and the Mirage Gate. Okay, so they'll have a 6-card hand if they don't play anything else out of the hand. But it did feel like they had to, I don't know, they really have to dig that deep there for that. Does not feel great to me. Here we go, Amazing Blades. I think we'll go with a Marnie here. Yeah, I think we'll go with a Marnie. And we have the attack set up like already, like I mentioned. And yeah, because leaving the Marnie here, 6 cards, make it 4, and keep kind of going through that process. All right, Marnie. We have Lumineon to help us find Marnies later on as well, which will be nice. We do need to find our Ordinary Rod as well, so it's probably pretty good that we're being pretty aggressive here. How many Ultra Ball do I have left? Quite a few. Quick Ball the Ultra Ball. Our Ordinary Rod is in the deck. Our Scoop Net is not in the deck, though. I think I'm going to go with... I'm actually just going to fail this. I'm going to put this in play. Then I'm going to put the Bog in play. And I'm going to Crobat for 6. Okay, going to go with the Puke. We do need to find this Ordinary Rod. Yeah, I need to dig pretty deep for this Ordinary Rod, to be honest. That's not it. Attach. And good damage pump right now. Just go with that. Curse. Take another knockout. Need to find... I mean, we're still so far away from winning this game. And they have 3 prize cards left as well, which means they could just go for a knockout on my Gengar at some point. I don't have my Scoop Up Net left anymore, so I can't like get that out of play and only have 2 prizes in play. Making potentially it a little bit harder for my opponent to get the KO. So now they have to dig for Reshiram. I mean, they need Reshiram, Energy Attachment, and Mirror Gate, or Mirage Gate. They don't need it this turn, though. But one more turn for me does sound pretty nice. Whoa, that's a Rushy Ram that hit the discard pile there. That's not expected. That's not part of the, wow, they must be digging deep here. They must not have a whole ton going on. We love to hear that. Their bench is now filled up. I assume they play, yeah, okay, they do play Scoop Up Net. I was like, do they play Scoop Up Net? They kind of fill up their bench there. They do. Another Comfy coming in hot. Yeah, so we need to try and cover 2 V-Stars here. And we're getting closer and closer to it. We are digging straight down, digging deep. Trying to find those. Will this lead to an attack this turn? Like I said, they still need a way to get it. And do I want a Marnie on my next turn is also a question, to be honest. Marnie from the Lumineon could be okay. Doesn't seem too ridiculously good. Experiments happening. I could definitely see them actually getting it here now. If the experiment going down like this, I'm not feeling too confident. That's for sure. Experiments coming down. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident at all. Another 2 hit the lost zone. The quick ball. Okay, but can they pull it off again? I guess that's the next question, right? Can they do it again? Also, first we have to like get another Zoroark set up, which yeah, we need that Ordinary Rod. Hopefully that's our top deck is the Ordinary Rod. I'm hoping for. They got the Mirage Gate. They need the attachment from hand. They need the energy in the deck as well. Okay, they got it. Oh my gosh, all right. And the switch card? Oh, sheesh. Like I said, this is a tough one if they set up. All right, Amazing Blaze. They'll have a 5-card hand. Got a lot of time to work with this hand. I think I will go with the Marnie here. I think it does make more sense to go with the Marnie here. I mean, that seemed to be pretty comfortable for them. Like I said, they do have the Charizard to potentially close out this game as well. All right. Ship it. Ordinary Rod top deck would be sick. Okay, but we did top deck the Marnie. To be honest, I'm going to move 1 from here to here. And Marnie. So this gives us a pretty good chance of drawing into the Ordinary Rod. But then we also need to like have Crobat. Crobat plus Ordinary Rod plus Ultra Ball. That's the combo. Okay. Ordinary Rod, shuffle 2. Get back, double Zoroark V-Star. Attach Crobat for 4. Ultra Ball away. Bog and Ultra Ball. I like those options a little bit more. Got rid of the research as well there, to be honest. All right, Zoroark V-Star online. All right. Taking Curse. KO. We only go down to 3 prize cards. Wow. My opponent down to 1 prize card. And Charizard. Actually, Charizard does still need 2 energy to attack with. They're down 3 Mirage Gate. We do have access to another. Okay, Ordinary Rod hits the discard pile. Another Colress's Experiment. We do have access to another Marnie next turn. So if they set up their hand to try and just kind of win the game on next turn, could hit him with the Marnie this turn. Maybe that'll be a disruptive enough to pull out the win. They've got a pretty small deck, though, so if they have a win condition left in the deck, I'm feeling like it's going to be pretty tough for us to close this one out. I guess they also need to like find a Choice Belt with the Charizard as well. With the discard there. Hard to tell. Basin was one of them for sure. Drawing with the bird. 4 cards left in deck. A pretty big hand. They can definitely like, see the rest of their deck on their next turn between the Comfies and stuff. What if I just went like Boss, Moltres? Hand, how many net are they down? 1, 2. They still have 2 net left. Mirage Gate. That's a fail, though. Okay, okay. Maybe they're cooked on resources at this point. Maybe they're out of stuff. Does this buff itself? Basic fire Pokemon attack. Except any Moltres do 10 more damage. Okay. Maybe they're just a little bit out of resources. They have an 8-card hand, though, so we're definitely Marnieing them next turn. That is for sure. We're going to Marnie them. Hope that helps us out. Set up our other Zoroark, or try to, just in case they play some kind of escape rope shenanigans to try and get that last prize card more cleanly. What does this Zekrom do? Lightning type attacker. Okay. So play this. Have the Zoroark. Trekking Shoes. Nope. Nope. Rid of this. Have Lumineon. Lumineon. Oh, we don't have another Marnie. No! Okay, so... Okay, actually, I've got another idea. What if we just boss Lumineon and don't KO it? Can't net it. They have to attach to it to move it. All right, let's just pass. Boss Lumineon passed. I don't see another play for me, to be honest. If I KO anything here, I feel like I lose. If I KO anything, I assume they have the win condition. But if I don't KO something... Oh, there's the Crammy. Escape Rope, though. Oh, they can KO my Gengar. Could I have ever moved the damage off the Gengar? I did have one damage pump left. All right, send up the Zoroark. There's the Escape Rope I was trying to play around. It works for this, but if they have boss, they still bring up... No! Yeah, so maybe if we've been able to damage pump the damage off the Gengar, maybe that's what I should have looked for. So maybe a little bit of a misplay from me. Try and remember the Karamat in the future, but the Escape Rope... Yeah, I think that was basically my only out there, though. I was hoping for the Marnie, but it looks like my last Marnie was prize. It was already in the discard pile. I don't know. But that's going to do it for this gameplay. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give the video a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Catch some more content from me on the secondary YouTube channel. There's some more gameplay with the Zoroark deck up over there. And, of course, check out the live stream. Doing a ton of gameplay with Lost Origins over there right now because the set just dropped. So don't miss any of that. Twitch.tv/AzulGG. Links for both those in the description. So be sure to go give them a click, a follow, and to subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.